כל השנה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בין העולם הבא, בעזרת השם. The mitzvot today, we are on the 27th of Sivan, and we are, Bezrat Hashem, we will be dealing with two mitzvot, the Oraita, mitzvah number 453. We'll be discussing that even if a person sanctified an animal to be brought in the Beit HaMikdash on the Mizbeach, even chutz la'aretz, he must bring it to Beit HaMikdash, which is obviously, basically is almost, even in Eretz Israel, it's not preferable. You shouldn't be sanctifying animals any distance far away from Beit HaMikdash, because anytime you do traveling, as usual, things get damaged. So the best thing, but in the case of a person did sanctify a korban outside of the land of Eretz Israel, in that case, still he would have to be obligated to bring it into Beit HaMikdash. Mitzvah number 454. We'll be discussing Chas v'shalom. There is a prohibition, Isur Deoraita, to add anything extra to Hashem's commandments. Hashem commandments, right? If Hashem commanded a commandment, you cannot say, "I want to be a big devout person, and I'm going to add something." Chas v'shalom. In those cases, so we'll see where is the siyag the Torah, not to confuse, where the rabbis gave warnings like a red line. Don't cross this red line in order not to be a transgression of prohibition. Obviously, not to mix with that, because when the rabbis didn't add extra in the Torah. The rabbis gave more restrictions so that you don't come to the real avera. But the Torah, what we are talking about here, the prohibition 454, we'll discuss, is going to say you cannot say I want to do more than what Hashem. How many tefillins I put on my head? I have a hand on the left side, and I have on the right on the top, right? So the guy says, no, maybe I should put two tefillins on my left hand and on the right hand. The third box he wants to put. That would be what we're talking about. Adding extra into the Torah, the mitzvah, to the mitzvah of the Torah, that's the prohibition number 454. All right, the mitzvot are sponsored, B'ezrat Hashem. First of all, Nishmat, Emil ben Yaakov וגולדה. And B'ezrat Hashem, לרפואה שלמה לכל חולי עמו ישראל בכללם. לליאור בן אהובה, יוסף בן מרים, לילי בת רחלי, חיה בת לאה, משה בן מרים לידיה. רפואה שלמה לכל עם ישראל. Let's go. Number 453. מצוות לטפל בהבאת קורבן מחוץ לארץ לבית המקדש בהירה. There's a mitzvah להביא אל בית הבהירה ולהקריב שם מה שנחייב נפשנו בחטאת והשם בעולה ושלמים. Regardless, what is your obligation? Let's say a person did an avera lechutz haaretz, outside of Eretz Israel, by mistake, right? Where he would be obligated to bring a korban into the Beit HaMikdash. So again, anything, just the chatat, or Hasham, or a person who did a sin, or a person who was careless, or a person who is obligating himself to bring a burnt offering or peace offering. ואף על פי שהבהמות ההן בחוץ לארץ חובה עלינו לביאם אל המקום הנבחר. A person has designated those animals, even though chutz la'aretz, as we already explained, right? Preferably not to, because of the risk of harm on the travel on the way. However, it says in the Torah, chapter 12, pasuk 26, רק קודשך אשר יהיו לך ונדריך תישא ובאת. All your sanctified animals that you will have, and all your nidarot, that we already explained means olot, or burnt offerings, over there you should tisa, you should bring ubata and come to Beit HaMikdash. ואף על פי שביאתו מצווה להקריב כל קורבן בבית הבירה, כמו שכתבתי בסדר זה. Even though אף על פי שבאתנו, שבאתנו מצווה להקריב. Even though we already have that obligation, we already have mitzvah number 440 that says you should bring all the korbanot to the Beit HaMikdash. So what's going on here? אף על פי כן, בא לנו מצווה מיוחדת על קורבנות חוץ לארץ. No, so obviously, the mitzvah number 440 tells you should bring all your korbanot in Eretz Israel, obviously. Why you repeat the mitzvah twice? Bring all your korbanot. You already told me I should bring my korbanot. So the rabbi's teaches there, it's talking about chutz la'aretz. When you designated anything chutz la'aretz. וכן הוא בספרי, and it already explains that further on. רק קודשך, אינו מדבר אלא בקודשי חוץ לארץ. So when it says רק, the Torah used the language רק קודשך, it's teaching you that implies those that are sanctified in outside of the borders of Israel. תישא ובאת, or you should raise them, elevate them, and bring. מלמד שחייב בטיפול והבאתם עד שהביאם לבית הבחירה. A person should be very careful now. Right? Over there, tisa usually means carry it. Right? So that means usually how you walk with the animals. Those animals are 2,000-3,000 pounds. How are you going to pick her up? So obviously over here we're talking about taking care. That Kadosh Baruch Hu is telling you, care for it carefully, even if you have to elevate it, obviously. And that's how we did it, right? Paro, what did Paro do to Yosef? He says to Yosef, tell your father, come quickly. And he sent Agalot. What do you send all the chariots for? To actually carry the Shipalach. You know how many chariots they sent? Can you imagine? Yaakov Avinu? Yeah.
Almost, they sent thousands of
thousands, if not more. Crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Right? Because you take care of all the stocks. You have camels. You have all the no waiting period. You're going to say, Lord, the camels walk. No, nothing is walking. Everything is in the chariot. We talk about million even chariots probably. So crazy number.
He had no choice but to bring it to Mitzrayim.
Right?
There's no food for the animals.
Aye.
He did a mitzvah by bringing all the animals.
No, because Paro understands that tzaddikim, they cherish every penny they have. Rashi explains why should tzaddikim cherish every penny they have? Because every penny they earn is very legit. When people don't cherish money, it's not so legit. Okay, no chalas. A person who makes that's tzaddikim. So Paro knew Yaakov ain't coming if he doesn't take everything. Paro knew that well because he knows the story, right? Yaakov Avinu put himself in danger crossing back the river. So it was for little cups, little jars. Yeah, you know how how big those jars were? Pachim ktanim.
They said it was small.
Like this, mazeh pachim. You know those candles? You saw those? You would think that they show us in the old movies that they had the big oil lamps. It's a big oil lamps. In the olden days, I saw mazeh. You could hardly hold 2 ounces of oil in it, and that's all. That's all they required. Right? They had a small little, like a bottle, like the genie bottles, the Aladdin, the lamps. That's what they had. A small thing like this I saw. A little thing there, oil, and that was the fall. For this, Yaakov Avinu crossed back the bridge, put himself in big sakana. So again, that's what tzaddikim are. So over here, what do? You have to take the animal and put him and load him up, I guess, on some kind of carriage. Today it will be much easier, obviously. מלמד שחייב בטיפול, אוקיי, והשם אמרו שזה החיוב הוא בחטאת, והשם ועולה ושלמים. And what they explain actually was, specifically we're talking about a sin offering, a guilt offering, and a burnt offering, and a peace offering. ואפשר שנאמר, שנתייחדה לנו מצווה בקודשי חוץ על הארץ, so you could say that there's a specific mitzvah for all those sanctified animals that are out of the land of Israel. להיזהר עליהן מפני שהתורך בהן מרובה במקדשי הארץ שהן קרובים על הבית יותר. Obviously the Torah came and give you additional, like a warning, additional mitzvah, and like make sure that you can understand that since you're further away, there's much more harm could happen. So Hashem gave you additional mitzvah to take care of the animals. I just want to hit these guys, the liberals, those environmentalists, the animal lovers, the Jews, the sacrifices. What are you torturing animals? Torturing animals. I want to bring a sacrifice. I have to rent a carriage, special carriage for my cow. I had a shul in my house in the basement, right? So I always used to prick those. These Jews, they don't care about the woman. They don't care about the woman. Yeah. So I had a basement. In my basement, on one side, I had an old entry. Those. My house was built in 1906. All right, 1906. I have to destroy it now because I'm afraid if I live it a little bit longer, 20 more years, I can't. It's going to be a historical monument. 1906, right? So 150, I think they say already finished. Halas, you can't do nothing to the house. You can't do nothing outside. No repairs. No, you cannot. It becomes historical. So I have 30 more years to see what we'll do with it. Anyway, so you have an entry to the basement. So we had a man's entrance. That was the man's entrance. Now somebody got, Rabbi, we have to make a woman's entrance. And a woman's entrance we spend like almost $8,000 just to make a nice, beautiful entry. So I told us, those wackos, the feminizers. So we're the feminizers, right? Look at us. Right? The women's section is you make up a shul. You go to Safra shul, right? How much would it cost to make a first floor? Not so much, no? First floor is on the floor already. You make a balcony. I don't know how much money you have to spend on the balcony. And that's for kavod, for the ladies. By the way, you go to opera, right? In the olden days at least, when you go to opera or something, the balconies cost much more than the bottom over there. And the ladies they're getting the best seats in the house. We don't care about the ladies. We should go in. VIPs. Yeah, there's just to mark the Jews. We VIP our ladies. We VIP even our cows. We put them in a wagon and we carry them so they shouldn't get scratched when they walk in. Amazing, huh? The problem is we allowed this. What is it called? The goyisha, the stigma. The problem was we allowed the stigma. Because why? Because we had this idea of Christianity. They slap you on the left hand, on the left side, give them the right side. Chas v'shalom. When the goyim make talk against us, tackle them. Where? Show me. Come on. Show me. What are you talking nonsense? We mistreating our women, mistreating our animals, mistreating our animals. I did kaparot, chickens, right? We did kaparot with chickens, live chickens. I had a whole thing. In Brooklyn, they would come down, those guys with the inspectors, mistreating chickens. I had no license, I had no permits, no nothing. I didn't need it. Every time they came by to me, letter of recommendation. Thank you, Rabbi. Yeah, we treated the animals like we're supposed to. A special house, shade them and give them water and give them food. On Shabbat, I had goyim coming and feeding the chickens. Yeah, the whole thing. Okay. I tell the guys I was once walking in the street, those environmentalist crazy guys in Avenue J, set up pictures. These pictures, the chickens are abused by the rabbis. They tell me. I said to the guy, and it was Jewish guys with kippah, the Reform people. I said, you crazy people? What are you talking about? Do you even learn Torah? Or are you just going around doing protests against Jews? Learn the Torah. What does the Torah says? Huh? It says by Birkat Hamazon, right? We say Kriyat Shema. What comes first? Or give it to the animals first? Give it to your animals first. Halacha. I'm not allowed to eat until all my animals eat. What kind of nonsense is this? Problem is when the Goyim start the stigma and the Reformed Jews, we sit quietly. Don't protest. Yeah? Be quiet. Rabbi Miller says, what do you mean? Give it to them over their heads. No such a thing. Don't stigmatize us. אבל הרמב"ן ז"ל כתב שבכלל הקודשים בין קודשי הארץ או של חוץ על הארץ, הכל מצווה אחת היא. So Ramban argues on Rambam, he says. Ramban says, no, it's one mitzvah. אין זה באמת ראיה לעשות לנו שתי מצוות. It's not two מצוות. ומסכת התמורה בפרק שלישי, and he brings down the דרשו זיכרונם לברכה בעניין אחר. This pasuk was taught something else. שאמרו שם, רק קודשך, אלו התמורות אשר יהיו לך, אלו הבלדות ונדרך זה נדר. תישא ובאת. So he says, no, אלו התמורות. What is תמורה? If you had designated, this specifically goes, a person might do an avera. What's the avera? He says, it's a big avera. If you said, this animal I'm donating to the Beit HaMikdash, right? And then you said, I want to replace that animal and give it something else. So that's a big avera, we said. For that, he'll get lashed. So he might say, you know what, I don't want to bring nothing. So the Torah tells you, you got lashed anyway, you got punished for this avera. Still, you have to bring that animal to the Beit HaMikdash, the second one. So that's what Ramban says. The language is a little bit surprising him. So he's coming to you and tell you, the Gemara that teaches you, it's talking about the replacement animal. Also, what about Havaladot, the newborns also, and also Nederachaz and Neder, Tisaubata, and any Neder, any promise you made to the Beit HaMikdash, you must bring to the Beit HaMikdash. Has nothing to do with Chutz La'aretz at all. That's Ramban. Ramban is arguing on Rambam. כל המצווה זו כעניין מצוות ג' שבסדר זה, we already explained, שורש אחד לשתיהן, אין צורך להאריך. Alright, as we said, that the mitzvah number 440 last week, what was the purpose of bringing the korban of the Mikdash? Obviously, we want to dedicate one specific place where all the korbanos will be brought in order to elevate the importance of the makom and make it more important in your brain. Because that's how we work. The way that we behave, that's what we treat properly or mistreat. It all depends on what gives us an elevation of an idea. So to here, Mitzvah 453 is the same concept, is to bring the place to Bet HaMikdash, the Korbanot, to make it more important, and to have reverence for the action that you're about to take. Mitzvah number 454, Shelo lehosif al mitzvot Torah. There is a prohibition to add on the Torah. What does that mean? שנמנעו שלא נוסיף בתורה שבכתב ולא בתורה שבעל פה. Nothing, you cannot add anything extra. Not Torah שבכתב, and not Torah שבעל פה. ועל זה נאמר, and it says over there, דברים, chapter 13, פסוק א', לא תוסף עליו. You are prohibited from adding on it. What does that mean? כיצד היו תוספות? What is תוספות? כתב הרמב"ם ז"ל. Rambam explains, and over there, פרק ב' בממרים הטט, over there, הלכות, כגון, המורה שבשר עוף וחלב אסור מן התורה. Anyone comes and says, you know what? Not eating chicken chicken with milk, it's doraita. That will be asur. It's not true. So that's what we're talking about. וזה מוסיף על דבר הקבלה שכך קיבלנו בפירוש לא תבשל גדי. So specifically, not allowed to red meat is not allowed to be cooked with milk. And the Torah doesn't say about chicken. Torah says red milk, and that's what it is, red meat. So what do you, red milk, right? Red milk. That's what I drink. I hate the blue milk, and I hate the green milk. Okay, and I hate what is it called? The 1%, 0% yogurt and all those things. They're more poison than anything else. Okay, anyway. We grew up on what? We grew up on the מה זה היה יוגורט שלנו?
Whole milk.
We look good.
Yeah, the children are today. The child falls apart. מה זה? Anyway, so it says anything that's red beef or red, all right? So you have a cow, lamb, a gdi, a goat, all those things. The Torah forbade. You cannot say what about a chicken also? שבשר בהמה וחיה נאסרו לבשל בחלב בהמה, אבל לא בשר עוף. All those things are אסור, but chicken is not. וכן אם הורה שבשר חיה מותר בחלב, עובר משום לא תגרע. Right? What about the person goes and he says, I want to eat antelope or deer with milk. So that will be also an עבירה. So לא תגרע. You're not allowed to remove. לפי שזה גורע הוא שכך קיבלנו שבשר בהמה וחיה בכלל האיסור עד כאן. So he's going to say, no, the Torah says gdi, so maybe it's only, why did the Torah say specifically gdi? Gdi means a goat. So only maybe to include all the animals that you're allowed to bring on the korban. Which animals you're allowed to bring on the korban? Only 3. We have para, a cow or bull. Then we have a lamb or woman, keves, or we have a goat. Boy or girl, doesn't matter. So those 3. So maybe only those 3 that the Oraita prohibits. No, the rabbis told us even the chaya. What is chaya? So there's a big discussion. You have is it buffaloes, all those antelopes, all those deers, and all those things that are. What about giraffe? Still, that's called chaya, and that would be still asur the Oraita, and it's not considered the Rabbanan. It's the Oraita because it's nichlal. ורובי המפרשים אמרו דלא שייך לא תוסף כלל אלא במצוות עשה. Okay, so some rabbis are arguing against Rambam. Rambam says even the prohibitions, you cannot play games. The most rabbanim say no. Lo tosef means when there is Hashem giving you commitment to do something. Like I explained to you, mitzvah of tefillin. We have a two batim. You have to put it on your head and put it on your hand, and you can. And it's one hand, not 2 hands. Okay? אלא מצוות עשה, והעניין הוא לפי מה ששמעתי, אני מפי מורי ושמרו אל. So the rabbi explains what I heard from my rabbi, may he live a long life. כגון מי שמניח 2 תפילין כשרים בראשו או בידו, והן העושה 5 תותפות בתפילין. Right? So now he makes 4 secretions, right? Or he puts extra תפילין. כמו כן, הנוטל 2 לולבים, כשרים בידו. Or he takes two different lulavim at the same time. That's not allowed. You're allowed to shake different lulavim, but to one after the other, but you cannot do it at once. Both of them at once. וכן כל כיוצא בזה, וכן היושב בסוכה אחר החג, בכוונה לעשות מצוות סוכה, or he sits on the 9th day in Sukkah. Hello? Not allowed to. Right? Not allowed to sit in Sukkah anymore. Afal Pish, Yodeh, Shavar, Zmana, he knows the Sukkah is finished. What are you sitting there? No, I want to fulfill mitzvah. Ain't such a thing. שאין עוברים משום בעל תוסף אלא מכוון לעשות מצווה. The whole the machloket of the Rambam is that those all the other Rishonim who say that no, the mitzvot aseh is where the commandment from Hashem, that is the only time. If you the extra will be transgressing this עבירה. לכן הנוטל לולב אחר החג ומכוון לעשות בו המצווה אם היותו יודע שעבר החג. Same thing, a person wants to shake לולב על שמיני עצרת. מה זה? הוא לא שייכס. לכן הוא בגמרא בראש השנה, פרק ראו בית דין, so they also מסכת ראשונה, in the chapter, that chapter, the מסיק אותם, אלא אמר רב לצאת לא באי כוונה, כלומר שמצווה, אין צריך עוד כוונה. So there's a whole big מחלוקת. He doesn't even have to have in mind he wants to be יוצא מצווה. So if he's shaking a lulav on the 9th day or the 10th day, that will be a problem. לעבור בזמנו, לא באי בכוונה שלא בזמנו, באי כוונה, סליחה. So according to over there, the Gemara's discussion, mitzvot לא צריכות כוונה. Mitzvot, you don't need to have כוונה when you do mitzvah. You do the mitzvah. According to this opinion over there, however, in order to be lashed, to get punished, the avirah of לא תוסף, I guess, you need to have כוונה. He has to have כוונה on the 9th day and 10th day that he's doing it לשם מצווה. אבל הנוטל לולב בחג אפילו 100 פעמים ביום, הדעת לצאת בכל פעם ופעם, אין כאן בעל תוסיף. However, if a person takes a lulav and the whole day just shaking a lulav, and each time he wants to fulfill a mitzvah, that's not called בעל תוסף. Do it as many times as you want. וכן התוקע בשופר ביום ראש השנה, כמה פעמים וכן כל היוצא בזה, as long as also blowing shofar in Rosh Hashanah, you can play 1,000 times if you want. And again, people do that in yeshivas. They do one blowing, the second blowing, third blowing, right? To be yotzeh, which one, different sound, whatever. וצריך ממש שהנוטל לולב פסול, וכן אם אגד עמו ימין פסול, לחתן כדקאים עולן, אין צריך אגד שאין כאן משום בלי תוסיף. However, what happens if you took something that's not ראוי for the mitzvah, like lulav or כיוצא, right? And אם אגד עמו מין פסול, אליבא דהלכתה דקאים עולן, אין צריך אגד שאין כאן משום בלי תוסיף. Oh, says, what about a lulav? Lulav has to have a lulav, adasim, araba. Those three things, right?
Oh.
What happens if you use the piece in the middle to tie it? Maybe that's... No, I don't know, use something else. Maybe that's Baltosif. Maybe that's Baltosif.
The Moroccans up there.
I understand, but maybe it's Baltosif, the rabbi says no. And that, if you want to do the mitzvah and you're tying it together, is you're using it that, and your not intention is that this is part of the mitzvah. You're using it to hold the mitzvah, not the Shem mitzvah. You're doing it, the Shem mitzvah will be asur, to add something. But you're doing it to hold the piece. That's not a problem. זהו כל כלל הדברים שהם בעניין איסור זה, שיהיה לו מורה, יש אומרים את זה בדברי הגמרא, אחר הגיע הרבה, ואת הבני, okay? Now, בשם מצווה, what's the foundation of this mitzvah? כי האדון המצווה אותנו על התורה, ברוך הוא, בתכלית השלמות. You have to know there is no chas v'shalom, any mistakes in Hashem. Hashem only knows exactly what is good for us, and when He commanded us exactly what we need, there is nothing extra. Don't come up with the things, no, I don't better than Hashem, chas v'shalom. בכל מעשה, בכל ציוריו, הם שלמים וטובים. Everything that Hashem does for us is all perfect. There's no need to, ותוספת בהם חיסרון. And anybody who adds is actually degrading the importance of the mitzvah. חס ושלום. ועובר על זה, והוסיף במצוות, חס ושלום, a person goes ahead and חס ושלום adds something to the mitzvah, כגון שעושה 5 תותפות בתפילין, או מניח 2 תפילין קשרים עשויים כתקנת בראשו, וכן הנוטל 2 לולבים בידו, וכל היוצא בהן, ובזה anyone who does anything extra than what the Torah has required, וכן היושב בסוכה אחר החג, או סיצן הסוכה, או הנוטל לולב בכוונה לעשות המצווה, ואף על פי שידוע שעבר זמנה, עבר עליו זה. He transgresses this prohibition, right? Let's see. דחייב מלכות ובעדים והתראה, כמו שידוע בכל מקום. Anything. So if you see a person, you're putting on tefillin. Why are you putting on tefillin? I'm a righty. So why are you putting on tefillin? Mishum safek. I want to put left and right together. No, that's not the way to do it. Even if you're a righty, you're supposed to put on tefillin on your right hand and on your left hand. By the way, Ben Ishai says no. Even if you're a righty, you put on the tefillin to daven on the left hand. And when you're done davening, You put on a new pair on the right side. You hear what he says? How far he goes?
That's you allowed.
That's allowed, yeah. You're not doing it at the same time. Okay, you'll be doing it mitzat safek. Maybe I was not yotze. That's what we do with Rabbeinu Tam and Rashi and all those things, right? Because that's the way it is done. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Thank you very much, and B'ezrat Hashem, guys make a lot of money. Have a safe trip to Eretz HaKodesh. Those who need the trip. If you want, what's his name? You could house me. I'm coming to Israel. In 10, what is it? On June 28th for a week. I need a hotel over there, by the way. I can't find a hotel. Can't find a kosher hotel in Bat Yam. What's going on?